everybody, Retro Misfit here, coming at you now with a new video. Sorry it's been so long, but they kind of took away my editing app, CapCut. Now I got it back, so now I can edit and film some videos. As you can see, I'm filming from my car today due to the fact that my wife is in taking care of some business. I've got nothing else better to do. I said, why not shoot ourselves a nice little video? And today's video here in the car is going to be not an answer video, not a reply video, but my take on a video that the GameFreak, somebody I do follow here on YouTube, posted about gaming and being too old to game. And anybody who's seen any of my videos here knows that one of my sign-offs is gaming has no age limit. Now, I truly believe that. I grew up in a time back in the 70s and the 80s, back in the early days of Atari, ColecoVision, back even before the NES, where gaming was just considered a kid's thing. Kids gamed. When you got to be an adult, you did adult things, and gaming wasn't one of them. So I have been lucky enough to see the evolution of gaming, to see that gaming has come as far as it has. I remember on Christmas when I got my first Atari, the 2600 with the wood grain front, and the 3 or 4 cartridges I got, which was Kaboom and I believe Mega Mania, and Combat came with it. And my mom was like, here you go. She gave it to me as a kid. I enjoyed it, but she didn't touch it. She was an adult. Adults don't play those games. Now, if you want to throw down on some Monopoly or something like that, she'd be all for that. Board games good, video games bad. Card games good, video games bad. Adults don't play video games. They play them type of games, and that's fine. Back then, that's how it was. And slowly but surely, and it's more, not so much that things have changed, but now you've got the generation of people who grew up as kids playing games as adults. So take that to when your parents were around. They didn't have video games, so they played board games and card games. So it was hard for them to evolutionize to video games. Where for us of a certain age limit, or an age, we grew up playing video games and we just never put them down. Now, I do think that games as a whole is really kind of teetering on the edge of losing some of the people due to the rising costs and the overall loss of what has made us love video games like we do. Nowadays, you see the game industry put more emphasis on how pretty a game is and teraflops and things like that, and gotten past the point where, you know what, video games were just fun to play. That our age with the Atari, we used our imagination to create the world in which the video game in, where now game companies create the world and we just see it. And don't get me wrong, I love games today, but retro games are still kind of where my heart and soul is, because that's where I grew up and that's my love. Just like the generation coming now, my kids are going to look back on things like, Grand Theft Auto and things like that, and that's going to be their rose-colored glasses kind of nostalgia feels. But I mean, in terms of being too old to game, I don't think that's true. Not anymore. And I don't think it ever was. I just think it was, as you get older, you're less open to change. And going from board games and card games to video games is change. And sometimes change is hard. But our generation just plays video games. It's what we do. It's what we love. It's a nice escape. Now you get some people who will sit there and tell you that, you're wasting your time or you're rotting your brain, and that's not true. Video games have been shown to have better effect on, hand-eye coordination, on the thought process. So I do think games can be a great thing. Now, that being said, moderation is a good thing as well. Too much of anything can be a bad thing. You drink too much water, you can drown. So, I mean, too much of anything. But I think to say people now, I think you're not hearing that as much anymore. You're an adult, why do you game? You still have people who will get online, and I've seen it on Facebook and such, hey, we need more fish and tackle boxes and less Xboxes. And listen, I'm going to argue that point with anybody, but that being said, if you want to go out and fish, if you want to hunt, if you want to paint, whatever you do in life to bring you your happy, go get your happy. On the other side of that coin, if a person wants to go work hard all day and come home and their idea of relaxing is spending time with a video game, leave them alone and let them do it. That's their happy. Just like you're allowed to chase your happy, let them chase their happy. It's not a hard concept. It's a concept maybe people have lost track of, where, you know, everybody's got to be in everybody's business. But let people have their own happy. Just because I choose to play Nintendo or Xbox doesn't mean you can't go fish. Just because you go fish doesn't mean I have to come home and avoid my controller. So just let people be people. You know, there is no too old to game. There is no reason to say that we need more of this and less of this. It's a different world we live in, and we need to learn to change and trust. But, and I've kind of wandered around with what I'm saying, but basically the entire thing goes back to what I say at the end of every video. Gaming has no age limit, because it does not. You can be 70, and I hope I get to be 90 years old, and I hope I still can play video games, because that is where my happy is. Whether it's pretending I'm an athlete playing Madden, or pretending I'm an adventurer on a big quest playing another game. That is just where I can escape from the troubles life gives you and the harshness of reality for a little bit. But as long as you're, you know, as long as you're a good person at heart, find your happy, live your happy, be it video games or anything else in life. Just find your happy. But I think I'm going to wrap it up there. Kind of said my piece that no, gaming does not have an age limit. There is no such thing as being too old to game. And I will stand by that, and I would be happy to debate that with anybody. But again, thank you very much. What do you think about it? Is there a point where you're too old to game? Let me know in the comments down below. I appreciate you greatly for watching this video. Click the subscribe button to help me grow this channel. We are at 72 as of recording this video. My goal for the year is 500. Kind of been a slow start, but that's on me. I haven't been able to shoot videos thanks to the TikTok ban and the CapCut ban that engrossed in it. But their videos are coming. Again, thank you for tuning in. Click subscribe, and as I always say, always remember, gaming has no age limit. Bye-bye.